What's going on with this cover page? I mean, the order of these characters seem kind of random, because last week we just got done watching the Revolutionaries, right? And the fact that these are the people that Frankie befriended and spent the entirety of the time skip with, it seems a little bit out of place. Like, it seems out of order. But other than that, it's a pretty good cover page. Let's get into the chapter. So we start off with Momo crying. He actually cries throughout the entire chapter for the most part. And you know what I've noticed? Is that Luffy, throughout, like, ever since we entered the New World, Luffy has encountered, like, these heirs to the royal thrones or stuff, like these princesses or whatever the fuck. Like Shidahoshi, you know, people related to the royal family like Rebecca, and now Momonosuke. And Luffy fulfills the role of telling these people that have some type of political power to grow some balls. Like, he becomes an inspiration for them, essentially. We get a kind of like a flashback here from Robin thinking back to Rayleigh when he told her that, yeah, we pretty much know what happened. We know what went down in the Void Century. But he doesn't tell her, number one, for plot purposes, and number two, because I think he said that it was better if she learned about history gradually, so that by the time that she actually reached that final poneglyph, she would be prepared to learn the truth about, you know, the world and what happened. And it's interesting because something that I should have mentioned in the previous review was that Rayleigh said that Roger couldn't read the poneglyphs. So in order for him, so obviously he would have needed the help of somebody to leave that message that he left back in Skypiea, and now we know that it's Lord Odin who did that. And this chapter kind of also confirms that Doflamingo was in fact after the samurai, so that he could learn some of the history of the world. Because remember, Doflamingo wanted to become Pirate King as well. That being said, it turns out that the samurai were left with a message. And not just the samurai, but the minks as well. And the message that they were left with was open up Wano's borders. Open it up to the world. What do you think that means, though? To me, it kind of means that maybe this country, historically speaking, has always been isolated. And it also means that it's excluded people in the past. It just probably keeps to itself and doesn't want to talk to anybody. At least in terms of foreign policy. And the thing is, I think Wano is supposed to be based on Japan, so I wonder if Oda's using this opportunity as some type of social commentary on you know, the country of Japan. And the thing is, they make it seem as if Kaido is like best buds with the Shogun of Wano, but I don't think that's the case. I don't see Kaido taking orders from anybody, so I'm pretty sure that at this point in time, the Shogun is actually Kaido's puppet. And I think Kinemon mentions that there's kind of an uprising that's about to begin within the country itself, because a lot of people are not happy with the way things are being run in Wano. But at the same time, he also says, but even if those people were together, if there's a rebellion within Wano, the rebellion would be too weak. So they need help from the outside in order to present an actual strong front against Kaido and the Shogun. And that's where Luffy's going to come in. So they ask for Luffy's help. And Law's help as well, because Kinemon has seen that they're really strong. And Luffy's like, no, bitch, I want the little guy to ask me, because he's the leader. He's gonna, you know, be the heir. And turns out that actually, like, his mom was also killed in the same kind of process. I don't know if, like, she was turned to soup, but she was also killed as well. Momonosuke could not stop crying, and it was just such a funny, you know, just build up to this, like, hey, shake my hand scene, because Usopp was like, hey, how dare you deny your help? And then Luffy's like, well, no, I want Momonosuke, because he's the one, like, again, making these leaders grow some balls. Nami has actually been really funny in these last couple chapters as well. It's funny because she's like, no, Usopp, I actually agree with Luffy this time. We shouldn't offer our help without getting some compensation out of it. Get the samurai money. I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but Kanye is pretty much broke. Anyway, so this is something really interesting, because Inuarashi talks about how the minks were defeated, right? And he's like, damn, man, that fucking gas, they did us dirty with the gas. But, he says, like, if we ally ourselves, if we present ourselves as a full-fledged army, the minks are not holding back. And this time, they're going to see the fury, the real power of the minks. I'm wondering what type of power can they unleash? Because he says we have a trump card. A trump card, let me tell you something, right?
I love the minks. The minks are amazing, amazing, tremendous, hardworking people. I love them. Love them all so much. I'm gonna turn them into carpets, show them in my New York apartment.
I wonder if it has something to do with the full moon, because they've been hyping up the full moon for a while now. So what if they become like crazy fucking strong under the full? I don't know. They might plan it so that the attack is during the full moon. Anyway, the pirate, what is it? Ninja Pirate Mink Alliance is born with the shake of Luffy's hand. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Because being in an alliance is just like being friends. And Law's in the back going like, I like how Luffy is constantly bringing up the fact that he has to go get Sanji, but he never leaves. Like, he's just like, yeah, I have to go get Sanji. There's just one thing I need to do. Go get Sanji. What's interesting, though, is that Luffy is genuinely going over to Whole Cake Island, but he doesn't have any intention of fighting Big Mom. At least that's what was revealed in this chapter. He's like, no, I'm not going to fight her. I just want Sanji back. No way in hell is that going to happen. I mean, Luffy may not want to fight her, but what if she wants to fight him? Plus, and I've said this before, there is a freaking box coming in from Fishman Island that's supposed to have candy, and instead it's going to blow up in Big Mom's face. I mean, talk about a really bad wedding present, right? I actually have another question, too. If he goes to Whole Cake Island, we know that he's going to have to at least come across the red poneglyph, the road poneglyph. But the problem is he can't read it unless Robin is there with him. So, do you really think that he's going alone? I don't know. I really don't. Like, this chapter really threw me for a loop, guys. I'm just like, especially by the end. And before that, though, Luffy says, I really need Sanji. Like, that's my one condition for this alliance to work is that I need to go get Sanji, because Sanji is worth 1,000 men. He's really strong. And Zoro was mad salty with this. Oh, that was freaking hilarious, man. The salt was everywhere. Oh my! He was like, just to make sure, you like me more, right? You like me more. I'm worth 2K, right? And then Nami's just like, yeah, sure. Salty Zoro was my favorite part of it. Like, in terms of comedy, man, that was amazing. And the ending of this chapter, I mean, what can I? It's like curveball, really, because, first of all, I think it's going to come down to what's more important: protecting Zoe or going and get Sanji back. Because according to Luffy, right, what is his priority? I mean, the immediate priority, because it's the thing that's going to happen first, is obviously protect Zoe. But at the same time, I'm kind of wondering, like, if Luffy were to leave, I think Zoe would be okay. I mean, because he would leave Law there, he would leave Zoro there, he would leave Nekomamushi, Inuarashi. Those people are no jokes. The second thing is, they actually have an army of minks. And they did say, like, Jack's people were like, oh, they're all wounded and stuff. Jack is wounded too. So the thing is, if it's an actual physical, like, hand-to-hand combat, I think even Jack knows that he can't beat them. That's why he had to go the shady route and throw the poison gas at them. But the thing is, it looks like he's not even going into Zoe. He's staying on his ship. So he's going to try and kill Sunisha. Like, damn, like, is he going to use one of those, like, chemical weapons again? Try and poison the elephant? Because, I mean, you imagine how much toxins it would take to take down an elephant that size? That's ridiculous, yo. And I think the only way Jack goes back on Zoe is if he finds out that Raizo is there. If he sees Raizo, he's like, fuck, change of plans, man. We gotta go back onto the elephant. I guess the main question that this chapter leaves us with, really, is who is going to fight Jack, really? And listen, I would personally want for it to be Zoro, but not because of the reasons that people think that I really want Zoro to shine. I want him to, Shisun-sun. I want that epicness to come back, because ever since he entered the New World, he's been toying with people. He's been playing around. Personally, if Luffy were to fight Jack, I'd be okay with it. Like, I wouldn't complain. I would still enjoy the fight just because Oda is so good at what he does. The problem is, though, and this is, like, honestly my only problem with this, is that if Luffy stays, right, to fight against Jack, this is going to push the Whole Cake Island arc. It's going to push back the Poneglyph, the Sanji rescue, the Vince Smoke family arc. It's going to push it back at least a month. Because there's no way he's getting done with Jack in just one chapter and they're like, oh, let's go. So to me, it's more of a time issue. It's not a content issue. Especially because Oda takes breaks and stuff because of his health. he should take breaks. Absolutely, it's actually a miracle that he can produce what he can produce. But at the same time, it's like, okay, what do you really want to get to? What part of the story are you more interested in? The closer we get to Big Mom, the closer we get back to Kaido, the closer we get to Rafto. But that's just my train of thought. Please tell me yours down in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching this review. Like it if you did. I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel for more One Piece content. Take care, guys. Bye.